Look at here what I found. Oh, buddy, check that out. I just now found it. I mean, just right now. Now, I don't know how far down it goes because you're looking at it just like me for the first time. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the channel, Dakota Prospecting. Well, fellas, at the end of that video on the placer camp, I brought you over here and we took a look at this placer. I said I'd be back. Well, I'm a man of my word. Here we are. And it's a beautiful day out here. Couldn't ask for any more. I'm telling you what's the truth. I just love it. So we're gonna check out some of these diggings behind me back here, and there's some more over there. I brought a lot of gear here today because I was able to get in pretty close with the vehicle, which is kind of unusual. So I got my Predator digger here. I've got my Expedition. This is one of those hydraulic sluice box. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use it. If I hit some pay, then I'll use it. Otherwise, I'm just going to stick with a pan until I find some pay. And, which I rarely bring out because of the weight, I got me a pick and a mattock. Normally, I don't bring this because it's just too much to bring. And I got my shovel. And this sucker, it's just a regular shovel I picked up at Lowe's. And then I got some plumbing fittings and, put them together and screwed them in there. You can see there. And heated this up and slipped it over the other end of it, and then that way it collapses and fits into your pack, so you got a full-size deal going on. So, and I got my Predator. This is like a show, like a prospector show. I actually bought this for metal detecting. This thing is wicked. Some guy on YouTube had one of these, and I'll tell you what, I picked one up right away. This thing is built to last 1,000 years. So, and of course my collapsible buckets. So enough of that. What do you say we just jump right in there and start getting some of this material out and pan it? Oh yeah, and I got my garnet super sluice there and my stainless steel classifier, the one I did a video on. And so I'm going to be using that first, and if we start pulling up some color, then we're going to start bringing this in and set the sluice box up. Now I got the stand that is made for this because you got to get that water just right. Now that stand, just you can dial that in real quick. Anyway, enough of that. Like I say, let's get to it. What do you say? So it's pretty tight in here, and I'm gonna try to get where those heavies are. You see where they're dropping right there. And I got a freaking root right here above next to me, and that ain't helping any. So let's do what I can with this. Not too crazy about this situation, but ooh, a lot of mosquitoes in here. Yeah, quite a few. Of course, I got bug spray. Brought that too. So hopefully they're not going to be a problem. It looks to me just a lot of dirt. Of course, you might say, well, yeah, it's all dirt, ain't it? But I mean, like, topsoil is what I mean. Silt is what I'm getting at. I'm not so sure whether there'd be anything in there. Well, anyway, fellas, you can see this is going to be a slow process. So when I get a bucket full, and I'll bring it down to the creek, and I'll see you down there. Well, fellas, I hope you can hear me. The water's kind of loud. Anyways, I got these 2 buckets here, and we're going to classify them down and see if there's anything there, whether it'd be worth pursuing further. So, wish me luck. Ooh, better roll these sleeves up. Yeah, that makes quick work of it. I got my garnet super slews. I gotta admit, I've never had much luck with this one. Nothing wrong with the pan, you know, it's just the way it is for me. It's a good pan. But I figured I'd give it another whirl. Let's see what this will do. If I be honest with you, I'm not expecting anything. I don't know, just, you know, just didn't have that feel, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can smell the damn color, but I don't know, I wasn't smelling anything. I don't think that it was down deep enough. I think it's further down and probably a lot more deeper than I want to go. Alright, I'm going to do a little reveal here just for the heck of it. Yeah, I didn't see anything on that reveal. So, tell you what, fellas, I'm going to go through these two, and if we come up with any color, I'll turn the camera back on. One way or another, we'll see in a bit. Well, fellas, as you can see, this pan's empty. But believe it or not, there's a little piece of fly poop in there. So we are going home with gold. It ain't much of nothing, but at least it ain't being plumb out skunked. Now, I ain't going to end this video right here just showing nothing but a little piece of fly poop. So what I'm going to do is, on that placer camp video, when I came across that mine, well, I went back there. And so, what do you say we head on over to there? So, we got a little something to show you here besides a little piece of fly poop. We'll see you over at the mine. Fellas, look at here what I found. Oh, buddy, check that out. Oh, man. Yeah. Now, this one is definitely not on any map. I got some ore here, you can see here on the ground. And they got some timbers where they was probably had them out here for shoring up. And, oh, I'll tell you what, hot dog, you know what I'm saying? This is just awesome. Look at this. I just now found it. I mean, just right now. I was hiking along and boom, I saw this off to the side. Now, I don't know how far down it goes because you're looking at it just like me for the first time. This is just great. God, I don't know how far she goes, like I say. We're going to see. Oh, man, I ain't got no light with me. Oh, but there, look at that. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're in here a little bit, just right at the entrance. So that's how far out, or how far in we are. Hell, ain't but about 10, 12 feet. So now we're in here now. Fellas, this top looks pretty rough. Pretty rough. Look at that. Yeah, I didn't see why they was shoring her up. All right, fellas, that's as far as I can go. I ain't got no light or no nothing. So we're going to have to come back and do a part 2 on this deal. And this is really cool. That's why it pays to keep your eyes open. You know, you stay frosty when you're out there because you never know. You can see a little sign and you need to pursue it because you never know you might hit something like this. Well, we'll see you in part 2. See you in a bit. Hey, everybody. Well, I'm back, fellas. And like I said before, I wasn't prepared to enter into this mine here. I had really nothing, no safety, plus didn't have anybody know that I was even here. So I pinned it on the map. A buddy of mine's got the coordinates in case something goes south here. I got my flame safety lamp, I got my cap light here, and I also got an extra light. So what do you say we get going and get in there and see what that puppy's about? All right, here we go. Oh man, it's kind of low here in that timber. All right. So here's that seam they were chasing. It's pretty obvious. And you know there's mountain lion here in the Black Hills. And I was thinking about that last night, that a guy maybe ought to check for sign here, see if I see anything, because this would make a comfy, cozy place for a lion, that's for damn sure. So it's dry in here, unlike that other mine. A lot of pine cone in here, and needles like they were dragged in here or something. So I don't know, but anyway, this top is not the best looking top, fellas. I gotta tell you, that stuff looks like that can just come down any old time. And you could see how that has oxidized there, those sulfides. So I don't know how long ago this was. There's some timbers there. Like I say, there's just absolutely no indication anywhere. I've never heard about it, didn't see it on no map or anything. So looking down on the ground for a track, don't see anything, but an awful lot of pine cone in here, you know. There's an awful lot. I don't know how all of this got in here. It's kind of hard to believe that it was blown in here this far back in. But anyway, here it is over in there. Boy, this top looks wicked though, I gotta tell you. It's kind of pretty. Here's a nice piece of quartz right here, you know, part of that vein they was chasing, and they got some oxide there. So yeah, there's a bat back there. I just saw her fly by. So there's another one. I don't know if you saw that. Another one. A couple of 3 bats up in here. Good. They can certainly use some habitat. They're going kind of down. A lot of their habitat's being destroyed. But what do we got here? A pit? Oh, is that a shaft? Hokey smoke. Look at that, fellas. Wow. And we got a cross cut. Oh man, I wouldn't have guessed that this would have been this big. We ain't that far back in. We couldn't be but 100 feet, you know, or so. And it's got real quiet in here now. That wind is blowing out there, but it is one beautiful, gorgeous day. But look at here, fellas. We got a cross cut, and then we got goes under. Flame safety lamp looks good. Still up and running. Air don't smell bad in here. But now I'll tell you, this is pretty amazing. Look at this. Okay, now that doesn't look well. I don't know how far back that goes. I have no idea. And I got a timber here. Now, if a guy fell down in there, I think you could scramble up, but I ain't gonna go down in there because there's no ladder or anything like that, so I'm gonna try to cross this timber here. That feels kind of solid. Yeah, I could scramble up if I had to. Not that I want to. Okay, that don't go that far back. Nope. Nope. Looks like there's a little cubby hole right there. And then they got this powder here, which could be guano, but pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. That's as far as that goes. That ain't very deep. Flame safety lamp's fine. The air smells good in here, or at least I don't have a choking feeling to it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That is pretty. And then I don't know what's up in there. Yeah, that don't go far at all. That's just right to there. So, well, fellas, this was a short one, but interesting nevertheless, because finding these anymore in the hills is very difficult. A lot of them are going to be boarded up or metal grates on them or you name it, or collapsed. So I'd say that's maybe 300 feet. So for me, it's worth checking out, you know, providing it's safe. But I won't check her out unless I've got at least some kind of backup. Got my buddy knows where I'm at and a time I should report back. So yeah, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. They definitely put some work into this one. I mean, they was doing that by hand, and you know, I don't see where they were rock drilling it. So they might have been doing it by hand with a star chisel, and that's how they built that Big Bend Tunnel in West Virginia. John Henry, that legend, he was driving steel with a hammer, and they had a contest between him and a steam driver drill, and he won. But I think it gave him an aneurysm or something, because he died either the next day or that night. But he exerted himself to the point to where he, you know, had maybe a blood clot or something like that. But he did beat that steam drill, which was pretty amazing when you think about it. They say he swung 2 hammers at a time, you know, one in each hand. And that guy that is holding that drill steel, that guy must have really trusted old John, because one miss and that's the end of that. There goes your hand. All right. Well, I'm going to walk these back out. Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I consider this one a freebie because it wasn't. Usually I plan these things, you know, I research them, look into maps and stuff, but there's just nothing about this one. Probably a couple of guy operation, you know, and they didn't, you know, they didn't have no stamp mill or nothing like that, so there's no official record to find out exactly what was going on here and who had it and what they got out of her. But more than likely she'd be gold, because that's what it looks like, gold and silver. All right, we'll see you on the outside. Well, fellas, that's going to do it for this adventure. It was short, but I liked it. It's pretty interesting, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you like these kind of adventures, you might want to consider subscribing, because It's summertime here in the Black Hills, and I'm getting out a lot and posting a lot of these videos for y'all. Until next time, you see that? You see that? That's why I was just about to say, y'all stay safe. And that's why. We'll see you later.